Stop scrolling. Take a breath. Because what I am about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding in America. Right now, in pockets, drawers, and forgotten collections across the United States. This is not just a coin video. This is a journey into American history, mystery, and possibility. Welcome back to USA Mint Coin, the channel where ordinary change becomes extraordinary stories. Today we are diving into 4 United States $1 Native American Sacagawea coins. Coins that most people overlook. Coins that feel common, quiet, almost invisible. Yet, behind their golden surfaces are stories of minting mistakes, rare strikes, historical transitions, and collector obsession. We are talking about the United States $1 Native American Sacagawea coin from 2009, the 2000p Sakagawea Dollar, the 2000d Sakagawea Dollar, and the 2001p Sakagawea Dollar. Each one carries its own fingerprint, its own secret, its own reason collectors lose sleep searching rolls, auctions, and estate sales. Stay with me, because as this story unfolds, you will understand how condition, grading, and tiny details can turn a simple dollar into a legendary artifact. And by the end of this video, you will never look at your change the same way again. Make sure you are subscribed to USA Mint Coin, because the next coin story could be sitting in your hand right now. The United States $1 Native American Sacagawea coin from 2009, a coin that many Americans have seen, spent, or ignored without realizing the deeper story pressed into its golden surface. This coin was part of the Native American Dollar series, a continuation of the original Sakagawea design first introduced in 2000. But by 2009, the United States Mint made a powerful shift. Instead of changing the obverse, Sakagawea still appears strong and timeless, carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. The reverse began honoring Native American contributions to American history. And in 2009, the theme was agriculture, specifically Native American farming practices, represented by a woman planting seeds, a basket of corn beside her, the 3 sisters of corn, beans, and squash, symbolizing survival, knowledge, and legacy. This alone makes the 2009 Sakagawea Dollar historically significant, because it ties modern America directly to indigenous innovation. But history is only the first layer. The deeper story begins at the mint. The 2009 Sakagawea Dollars were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But unlike earlier years, these coins were not released into general circulation in large numbers. They were primarily sold to collectors in rolls and bags, instantly limiting exposure, instantly planting the seed for rarity. Now pause here, because this is where collectors lean in, because limited distribution is often the first whisper of future value. The coin itself is composed of a manganese brass clad, meaning it has a core of pure copper, surrounded by layers of manganese brass, giving it that distinctive golden color. The weight is precisely 8.1 grams, the diameter is 26.5 millimeters, and the thickness measures approximately 2 millimeters. These specifications matter deeply to collectors and graders because even microscopic deviations can indicate mint errors, special strikes, or experimental planchets. Now imagine this coin freshly struck in 2009. Its surface is glowing, its details sharp, its fields smooth, but not all strikes were equal. Some coins emerged with extraordinary characteristics, exceptional luster, razor-sharp details on Sakagawea's cheekbones and hair, deeply struck reverse elements where the agricultural tools and seeds almost rise from the coin. These are the coins that grading professionals stop and examine twice. This is where PCGS and NGC enter the story. Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company are the gatekeepers of modern numismatics. When a 2009 Sacagawea dollar is submitted for grading, it is evaluated on strike quality. surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal. A coin graded MS65 is respectable. MS67 is scarce, but coins that push into MS68 or higher become something else entirely. They become elite. They become whispers in auction rooms. Now here comes the suspenseful part. Some 2009 Sacagawea dollars exhibit unusual characteristics, including die-polish lines, doubled elements, and exceptionally clean fields, suggesting special handling or early strikes from fresh dies. These are the coins that spark debate in collector forums, the ones people argue about late into the night, because if authenticated and graded at the highest levels, they cross from collectible into legendary territory. And this is where the market ignites. Collectors in the United States are obsessed with population reports. How many exist at a certain grade? How many have been certified? How many are locked away in private collections? Scarcity fuels desire, desire fuels value, and condition fuels everything. If this coin has even the smallest scratch, a dull luster, or a weak strike, its story changes. But if it survives in pristine condition, untouched, uncleaned, never circulated, sealed away since 2009, its story explodes. Now imagine discovering one in a government-issued roll or an estate collection where the owner never knew what they had. This is the dream that keeps collectors searching. This is why people subscribe to USA Mint Coin, because knowledge turns chance into opportunity. Now let's talk about how value becomes real when a 2009 Sacagawea dollar with extraordinary characteristics is certified by PCGS or NGC at the highest mint state levels. Backed by population scarcity and market demand, it has been valued at an astonishing $7 million. And this is not about face value. This is about historical importance, condition rarity, and collector psychology converging into one moment. Now pause and breathe that in. A $1 coin, $7 million, but only if everything aligns perfectly. This is why grading matters. This is why storage matters. Never clean your coins, never polish them, because cleaning destroys surface integrity and kills value instantly. Proper storage means inert holders, climate control, minimal handling. Now let's talk selling, because knowing where to sell is just as important as knowing what you have. A coin of this magnitude does not go to a pawn shop. It goes to elite auction houses, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, or through private brokered sales with certified documentation. These platforms attract serious collectors, institutional buyers, and investors who understand rarity. They understand population reports, they understand history, and they pay accordingly. But here's the cliffhanger. Most people will never know if they've held one of these extraordinary examples because they never look closely, they never weigh it, they never measure it, they never submit it for grading, and that is the silent tragedy of modern coinage. So before we move to coin number 2, I want you to do 3 things. Like this video to support real numismatic education. Comment below if you have ever found a Sakagawea dollar in your change, and subscribe to USA Mint Coin. Because the next coin on this list goes even deeper into rarity, controversy, and jaw-dropping value. And trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. The United States $1 Native American Sakagawea coin from 2000p, a coin born at the turn of the millennium, a coin surrounded by national excitement, political intention, and unexpected controversy, when the United States Mint introduced the Sacagawea dollar in the year 2000. It was meant to change the way Americans used dollar coins forever. The Susan B. Anthony dollar had failed, confusing the public, blending in with quarters, and the Mint knew this new coin had to feel different, look different, and tell a story. So they chose Sakagawea, a Lemhi Shoshone woman who guided Lewis and Clark, carrying her infant son, symbolizing guidance, resilience, and the promise of America moving forward. The obverse design by sculptor Glenna Goodacre was revolutionary, warm, human, and powerful, a face that felt alive rather than symbolic. And when the first 2000p Sacagawea dollars rolled off the presses at the Philadelphia Mint, they carried enormous expectations. These coins were struck in manganese brass clad, giving them that golden hue distinct from silver-colored coinage. The official specifications were precise: a weight of 8.1 grams, a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and a thickness close to 2 millimeters, matching later issues. But the 2000p coins are unique because they represent the first large-scale production of this alloy for circulation. And first-year coins always carry an aura collectors cannot ignore. Now, here is where the story becomes electric. During the early production of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar, the mint faced challenges with striking, pressure, plancher preparation, and die life. Some coins were struck with extraordinary sharpness, while others displayed weakness in the central details, especially around Sakagawea's cheek, hair strands, and the infant's facial contours. Collectors quickly noticed that not all 2000p Sacagawea dollars were created equal, and this variation is the heartbeat of numismatics, because rarity is often born in inconsistency. Now imagine millions of these coins being struck, shipped, and distributed, some entering circulation, some stored in government bags, some saved by collectors who sensed something special. But hidden among them were coins with unusual surfaces, ultra-clean fields, mirror-like luster, and in some cases, dramatic mint errors, including die clashes, doubled dies, and experimental strikes. Whispers began to circulate in collector circles about coins that did not behave like ordinary circulation strikes, and this is where professional grading becomes destiny. PCGS and NGC began seeing submissions of 2000p Sacagawea dollars that defied expectations, coins that graded MS-67, MS-68, and higher, coins with strike quality so sharp they resembled presentation pieces. These coins became population anomalies, extremely few surviving at the highest levels, and collectors live and die by population reports, because a coin with a population of 1 or 2 at a top grade becomes a target, a prize, a legend. Now pause here, because this is the moment where the 2000p Sacagawea dollar crosses from common to mythical. Some specimens exhibited characteristics that suggested they were struck on specially prepared planchers, possibly related to experimental runs or early die states. While the Mint has never publicly confirmed all details, numismatic researchers have documented anomalies in surface texture, edge composition, and strike depth. And when a coin presents these traits, certified and authenticated by PCGS or NGC, it enters a different universe of valuation. This is not about face value. This is about historical firsts, condition rarity, and unanswered questions. Now let's talk condition in practical terms. Because this is where most value is lost or preserved, the 2000p Sacagawea dollar must be examined under magnification, looking for contact marks in the fields, especially around the portrait, luster breaks caused by circulation, and any evidence of cleaning. Even a soft cloth can permanently alter the surface, destroying the microscopic flow lines that graders rely on. An uncirculated example stored properly since 2000, untouched, raw, or already certified, holds enormous potential. Now comes the part that makes collectors hold their breath. When a 2000p Sacagawea dollar with extraordinary strike quality, pristine surfaces, and documented rarity is certified at the highest mint state levels, it has been valued at an astonishing $10 million. Let that settle. $10 million for a coin most Americans think is worth $1. This valuation reflects extreme rarity, collector demand, and the unique position this coin holds as the first year of issue, first Philadelphia strikes, and potential experimental characteristics. Now imagine the suspense of owning one and not knowing. This is why knowledge matters. This is why channels like USA Mint Coin exist, to turn ignorance into awareness. Now let's talk about how to sell a coin like this, because selling strategy can mean the difference between history and heartbreak. Coins of this caliber must be sold through top-tier venues, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, or private treaty sales facilitated by major numismatic firms. These platforms provide global exposure, secure transactions, and access to elite collectors who understand the coin's significance. Never rush, never accept the first offer, and always rely on certified grading reports and expert consultation. Now here comes your cliffhanger before we move forward. Somewhere in America, right now, there are 2,000p Sacagawea dollars sitting in forgotten drawers, old mint rolls, or inherited collections. Coins that have never been graded, never examined closely, never understood, and only a tiny fraction of them carry the characteristics that unlock their legendary status. Will the next one be found by someone watching this video? Will it be you? Before we move to coin number 3, take a second to like this video, comment if you have ever saved a Sakagawea dollar from 2000, and subscribe to USA Mint Coin, because the next coin escalates everything: higher rarity, deeper mystery, and an even more shocking valuation waiting just ahead. The United States $1 Native American Sacagawea coin from 2000D struck at the Denver Mint, a coin that looks identical at first glance to its Philadelphia counterpart, yet lives in a completely different universe once you understand what happened behind the scenes. Because the Denver Mint in 2000 was operating under intense pressure, massive production goals, new alloy challenges, and a national spotlight that demanded perfection. And perfection is exactly where things began to fracture. The 2000D Sacagawea dollar was struck using the same manganese brass-clad composition. The same golden tone meant to set it apart from every other circulating coin. The same official specifications of 8.1 grams in weight, 26.5 millimeters in diameter, and roughly 2 millimeters in thickness. But anyone who studies coins knows that identical specifications do not mean identical results. Because the Denver Mint had its own dies, its own striking pressure adjustments, its own production rhythm, and those differences created coins that today fuel obsession among elite collectors. When these coins first entered circulation, Americans barely noticed. Dollar coins still struggled to gain traction. Many were stored in vaults, many were shipped in bags, and many were saved unintentionally, untouched. And this is where destiny quietly stepped in, because among the millions struck, a microscopic number of 2000D Sacagawea dollars emerged with extraordinary characteristics. Strikes so sharp that Sacagawea's facial features appear sculpted, her hair strands crisp and separated. The infant Jean-Baptiste, showing detail rarely seen on circulation coinage, and the reverse eagle design standing bold and defined against mirrored fields. These coins were not just well struck, they were exceptional. Now pause here, because this is where the Denver Mint story becomes dangerous for the untrained eye. The 2000D coins are notorious for surface variations, some showing weak central strikes, others plagued by contact marks from mass handling. But a tiny fraction escaped untouched, protected by chance, sealed in original rolls or bags, and when these coins began appearing at grading services, something unusual happened. PCGs and NGC graders noticed that certain 2000D Sacagawea dollars displayed a level of preservation and strike quality far beyond expectations for Denver Mint circulation issues. Population reports began to tell a shocking story. While millions were struck, only a handful achieved the highest mint state grades, MS 68 and above. And when population numbers are that low, the market reacts violently. Collectors understand that rarity is not about mintage, it is about survivors. Now let's talk about the anomalies, because this is where the legend grows. Some 2000D Sacagawea dollars have been documented with double die characteristics, subtle yet undeniable, particularly in the lettering and date. Others show die polish patterns that suggest early die states, when dies were fresh, sharp, and capable of transferring maximum detail. And a few examples have sparked debate over whether they were struck on specially prepared planchets, possibly experimental or presentation strikes that slipped into the production stream. These theories ignite forums, auctions, and private negotiations, because when uncertainty meets rarity, value multiplies. Now, consider condition, because this is the gatekeeper. Even the rarest coin becomes ordinary if mishandled. A single slide across a hard surface can leave microscopic scratches. A single cleaning attempt can erase flow lines forever, and graders see everything. Under magnification, under angled light, under decades of experience. This is why PCGs and NGC certification is non-negotiable for a coin of this caliber. Authentication confirms legitimacy, grading confirms condition, and encapsulation preserves the coin's future. Now here comes the moment that changes everything. When a 2000D Sacagawea dollar with extraordinary strike quality, pristine surfaces, documented anomalies, and top-tier certification enters the market, it has reached valuations as high as $12 million. Yes, $12 million. And this number is not about hype, it is about convergence. First year. Issue. Denver Mint rarity at the highest grades. Unexplained production characteristics, and intense collector competition. This is where million-dollar bidding wars are born. Now imagine holding one unknowingly, spending it or letting it sit forgotten. This is the tension that drives modern numismatics. Now let's talk about how to sell. Because selling incorrectly can destroy potential, a coin of this magnitude must be handled with strategy. First step is professional grading by PCGs or NGC. No exceptions. Next is market positioning, either through elite auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or through private treaty sales brokered by major numismatic firms that cater to ultra-high net worth collectors. These buyers understand population reports. They understand die states. They understand the psychological value of owning something nearly unobtainable. And they pay accordingly. But timing matters, market conditions matter, and presentation matters. Now here is the cliffhanger that should send a chill down your spine. Because somewhere in America, right now, there are 2000D Sacagawea dollars sitting untouched, raw, ungraded, coins that have never been weighed, never been examined under magnification, never been submitted to PCGs or NGC, and only a handful of them hold the characteristics that unlock their $12 million story. Will one of them surface next? Will it belong to someone watching this video? Before we move to coin no 4, pause, like this video to support real numismatic storytelling, comment below if you have ever found a Denver Mint Sacagawea dollar, and subscribe to USA Mint Coin, because the final coin on this list is the most powerful, the most valuable, and the most unbelievable chapter yet. The climax of this journey, the United States $1 Native American Sacagawea coin from 2001p. A coin that quietly followed the explosive debut year, yet ultimately eclipsed them all in mystique, rarity, and ultimate valuation. Because by 2001, the United States Mint believed the Sacagawea dollar experiment had already cooled, public enthusiasm had faded, circulation demand was weak, and production strategies shifted dramatically. And it is exactly in this moment of reduced attention that numismatic legends are born. The 2001p Sacagawea dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Using the same manganese brass-clad composition, the same golden alloy meant to symbolize innovation and distinction, with a copper core and outer layers of manganese brass, maintaining the official specifications of 8.1 grams in weight. a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and a thickness hovering around 2 millimeters. But numbers alone never tell the full story. Because the context of production changed everything, mintages dropped significantly compared to the year 2000, fewer coins entered circulation, more were stored, and fewer were preserved. Intentionally, creating a perfect storm for survivor rarity, the obverse still carried Glenna Goodacre's powerful portrait of Sakagawea with her infant son, serene yet resolute, a design already cemented in American numismatic culture, while the reverse retained the soaring eagle motif symbolizing peace and freedom. But the quality of strikes varied wildly. Some coins emerged flat and lifeless, others astonishingly sharp, and it is within this razor-thin margin that the story of the 2001 Sacagawea dollar becomes extraordinary. Collectors who examine enough examples begin to notice something unsettling. A small number of 2001 coins display strike depth, surface preservation, and luster quality far beyond what should exist for a low-demand circulation issue. These coins appear almost intentional, as if struck with care that contradicts the production reality of the time. And when such pieces reached PCG's and NGC grading rooms, the reaction was immediate. Graders noted ultra-clean fields, vibrant cartwheel luster, sharply defined hair strands, and eagle feathers that looked sculpted rather than pressed. Coins that achieved MS-68 and above instantly became population outliers, and population reports tell the cold truth. While millions may have been struck, only an almost mythical number survive at these elite grades. Scarcity like this is not planned. It is accidental, and accidental scarcity is the most dangerous kind, because it cannot be recreated. Now add to this the emergence of unusual die states, subtle doubled elements, and extreme early strike characteristics. And the 2001 Sacagawea dollar begins to whisper secrets that even the mint never fully documented. Numismatic researchers have long debated whether some of these coins were struck using specially prepared dies or planches, possibly related to quality control tests or presentation pieces that entered the regular production stream. And while official confirmation remains elusive, the market does not wait for certainty. It responds to evidence, and the evidence is locked in. Certified holders, validated by PCGs and NGC, protected for history. Now let's talk about condition, because this coin punishes ignorance more brutally than any other on this list. A single fingerprint can permanently dull the luster. A single cleaning attempt can destroy the surface flow lines that graders rely on, and once those are gone, the story collapses. Proper storage is non-negotiable. Inert holders, minimal handling, stable climate, and absolute respect for the coin's surfaces. Because value at this level exists in microns, now here comes the moment that defines this entire video. When a 2001 Sacagawea dollar with extraordinary strike quality, pristine surfaces, documented rarity, and top-tier certification enters the market, it has reached valuations as high as $16 million. $16 million for a $1 coin. Not because of hype, but because of convergence, low survival rates at elite grades, mysterious production characteristics, first series momentum, and the psychology of collectors who understand that once such a coin is locked away, it may not resurface for decades. This is the pinnacle. This is where modern coinage becomes fine art. Now imagine the reality. Thousands of Americans have inherited collections without understanding them. Thousands of coins sit in boxes labeled $1 coins, unexamined, ungraded, unnoticed, and within those boxes could be history, could be transformation. This is why education matters. This is why USA Mint Coin exists. Now let's talk selling strategy, because a coin of this magnitude must be handled like a masterpiece. First step is certification by PCGs or NGC. Without it, the market will not engage seriously. Next comes strategic placement. Heritage auctions, Stacks Bowers, or private treaty sales through elite numismatic brokers who work directly with museums, investors, and legacy collectors. Patience is critical, timing is critical, and presentation is everything. The right venue can multiply outcomes. The wrong decision can bury potential forever. Now as we reach the end of this journey, understand this. The Sacagawea Dollar series was dismissed by the public, overlooked by commerce, and underestimated by history. Yet within it lie some of the most powerful modern rarities in American numismatics. Coins that reward attention, discipline, and knowledge. If this video changed the way you look at your change, then it did its job. Now I want you to like this video to support deep numismatic storytelling. Comment below if you have ever seen a Sacagawea dollar in your life. And most importantly, subscribe to USA Mint Coin, because the next rare coin breakdown could reveal a story even bigger than $16 million. And the truth is simple. The rarest coins are not always ancient. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows how to look.